Hey there, welcome to the first in a series called You Need to Meditate. My name is Steve and this is Steve White Yoga. We're going to start with what for most people is incredibly relatable, easy to do. It's called moving meditation and it's up next. Stay tuned. Moving meditation can be helpful for people who have a hard time sitting still. It can also be helpful even if you're capable of sitting still, but you've had a hectic day and you're just getting home and you need to settle down before you can actually settle into something that is a little quieter. So this is called breath-centric asana, breath-centric movement in the yoga world. And it's a really great way to sort of work your way in and get your mind and your body into the same place. So the sequence we go through is this. You take your attention, you connect it to your breath, and you connect your breath to the movement of your body. We use simple postures that most people can do. You don't need a mat. You need some clothing that will allow you to move around a little bit. And then all you need is about 10 minutes or so of quiet time where you can be away from disruptions and just settle into the moment. So let's get started. We're going to start in a pose that is usually called table pose. So it's quadruped, all fours, hands and knees. So find a space where you'll have a little bit of room to work with and just set yourself up so that your wrists are below your shoulders and your knees are below your hips. The tops of your feet can be flat on the floor. And we're just moving the spine and the breath in this case. So you can make your breath as long or as short as you want, but the idea here is to have a deepening inhale, a deepening exhale, and to focus your attention on your breath. So let's begin. I start with a full inhale, and then slowly let all the breath out. And do that one more time. Feeling the fact of the breath. Now on my next inhale, I'm just going to let my belly drop toward the ground as I lift my chin and lift my chest. And then as I exhale, I'm going to round my low back, release my hips back toward my heels, and take my chest toward my thighs. Inhaling, I'm going to come back up. Shoulders over wrists once again. Belly drops, chest rises, collarbones spread. As you exhale, round your low back, pull your belly in, engage your abdominals, release your forearms toward the floor. Tuck your chin. We'll do that 4 more times with the breath. Nice and slow, nice and even. And allow your mind to focus on the movement of your breath. And let the breath be the engine that drives the body. If your mind wanders, and it probably will, just notice that and bring it back. One more time. And then coming back up, we're going to transition onto the back. So the thing to remember is that everybody's mind moves. Everybody's attention wants to go 1,000 places, and this is a matter of retraining attention. So it's a process, it's not a goal. And the idea is that the more that you do these practices, the more in touch with your own sense of presence you can become, the more you can let your thoughts just go. So coming onto the back, I'm going to say, bring your knees toward your chest and put one hand on each kneecap. Let your fingertips face forward toward your toes. Feel a little length through the back of your neck, and you might even separate your shoulder blades a little bit. And then feel your body settling into the floor. You can let your legs, low legs, and your feet just relax. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, gently bend the elbows and draw your knees in. So we're stretching the low back, among other things. But the focus here really is on connecting your attention and your breath your breath and your movement. We're going to do this 3 more times. So let your mind rest on being as specific with its observation of movement as you can, and its attachment to the breath. All right, go ahead and lower your feet to the floor and walk your feet out a little bit wide, like as wide as the hips or so. Take your arms out wide to the sides, palms face the floor, and then take an inhale. And then as you exhale, we're just going to swing both knees over to the right side. And inhale and come back up to the middle. Exhale and go to the left, same thing. Inhale back to center. We're going to do that 3 more times on each side. Maybe deepening the twist each time we use the exhale to move to one side or the other. One more time over to the right side. Come back to the middle, and then slowly swing to the left, and back to center. And then bring your feet in close together. And just let your knees open wide out to the sides. So your knees may go really wide, or they may only separate a little bit. It doesn't matter for our purposes here. We're not focusing on how pretty we look. We're focusing on how it feels and how we can connect to the breath. So take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, close the knees about halfway. And pause, and take an inhale. And then as you exhale, close the knees the rest of the way. Feet are flattening onto the floor. And as you inhale, let the knees open slowly all the way up with the breath. Close your eyes and do this 2 more times. Exhale, knees close about halfway. Take an inhale in place, holding the knees there. And then as you exhale, close the knees the rest of the way. And one more time. Open out. Close half. Notice the sensations. Notice the breath helping to move the body. Inhale in place. Exhale, close the rest of the way. Awesome. So far, so good. Bring your hands down by your sides and let your feet come to about hip distance apart, like forward of your sitting bones, and bring your heels in a little bit toward your sitting bones without putting any tension or pressure on the backs of the knees. Palms will rest flat on the floor beside you. And then as you inhale, gently lift your hips up into the air, just about halfway up, whatever that might be for you. And then as you exhale, lower back down. We're going to do that again, going just a little bit higher. As you inhale, let the hips rise. Notice sensation. Exhale and lower. Anytime your mind wanders, bring it back to the present. Inhale, lift. A little bit higher. Exhale, lower down. And we'll do one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale and release. Good. This time as you inhale, swing the arms up overhead as you lift the hips. Take them all the way back behind you and onto the floor. And then as you exhale, swing the arms forward again and down by your sides as the hips lower back to earth. Inhale, this time lift just the left arm up overhead. Keep the right arm by your side. Turn your head to the right as the hips rise. Turn your head back to center as you lower the hips and lower your left arm to your side. And then we'll do the same thing on the right arm, turning your head left as the hips lift. And lowering as your head comes to center. One more time each side. Left arm, turn your head right. And then right arm as the head goes left. And then pause for just a moment. And we'll do one more thing before we sit. Bring your knees in toward your chest. Take your hands behind your thighs or behind the backs of the knees. As you inhale, lift just your right heel toward the ceiling. Straighten your leg. And as you exhale, lower. Do the same thing on the left side. Lift the left heel. And then lower back down. Good. Now turn your head to the right as the right heel goes up. And then bring it back down. Turn your head to the left as the left heel goes up. And return as the heel comes down. Now your right heel goes up, turn your head to the left. And return. Reach through the heel as you turn your head right. And return. Good. Grab onto both shins, lift your head, draw in just a little bit. And then release your head, release your feet to the floor. You can put your legs in any position that's comfortable for you. The traditional way for most people is to just straighten the legs out in front, but you can keep your knees bent, feet flat on the floor if you want. Let your hands go a little wide of your body and turn your palms toward the ceiling. Soften your hands, soften your fingers. Close your eyes. And just notice sensation. This is all a process of connecting your attention to the breath to the body, and just noticing what happens. Whatever feedback is provided. And that's it. About 10 minutes a day. You can do as many of these repetitions in each of the positions that you'd like, but make it something that you do regularly. If you do it daily for just 12 days, you may find a difference in how easily you pay attention. You may find a difference just in general demeanor, and you may notice some physical changes as well. That's another one of the things that yoga does for you. See you next time.